Translation: Your Lordship is my only means of getting out of this darkest region of ignorance, because you are my transcendental I, which by your mercy only I have attained after many, many births. Please purport by Srila Prabhupada. This verse is very instructive since it indicates the relationship between the spiritual master and the disciple. The disciple or conditioned soul is put into this darkest region of ignorance and therefore is entangled in the material existence of sense gratification. It is very difficult to get out of this entanglement and attain freedom, but if one is fortunate enough to get the association of a spiritual master, like Kapila Muni or his representative, then by his grace one can be delivered from the mire of ignorance. The spiritual master is therefore worshipped as one who delivers the disciple from the mire of ignorance with the light of the torch of knowledge. The word paragam is very significant. Paragam refers to one who can take the disciple to the other side. This side is conditioned life, the other side is the life of freedom. The spiritual master takes the disciple to the other side by opening his eyes with knowledge. We are suffering simply because of ignorance. By the instruction of the spiritual master, the darkness of ignorance is removed, and thus the disciple is enabled to go to the side of freedom. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that after many, many births, one surrenders to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, if after many, many births, one is able to find a bona fide spiritual master and surrender to such a bona fide representative of Krishna, one can be taken to the side of light. The sense the Bhaktivedanta Parvrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are listening to the conversation between Devahuti and Lord Kapila. Devahuti, in the last verse, she spoke about asat indriya darshanan. The indriyas, what we have, indriya in the English senses, they are known as asat, temporary. Prabhupada defines asat in this purport as anything which changes is called asat. Anything which changes, that means it is temporary. Anything temporary is asat. So, asat indriya darshanat, the disturbances caused by the senses, the temporary senses, and how that sense hesitation pulls us into deeper and deeper ignorance. So here she is tasyatvam tamasa andasya, that andasya, that ignorance, the deepest ignorance, darkness, dushparasya, very difficult to cross. The forces of sense gratification, the sense pullings, very, very difficult to transcend. In this purport, Prabhupada is saying it is very difficult to get out of this entanglement and attain freedom. What is the entanglement? Sense gratification is considered entanglement. It is actually a revolutionary understanding. In this world, everybody is running behind sense gratification. They look for opportunities for sense gratification because they think that's the only way to enjoy life. So, in order to enjoy to their maximum capacity, they want to enhance the sense gratification to the highest level. The whole civilization is like that. They make innumerable plans to enhance the sense gratification, thinking that's the way. Bhagavatam is saying that's the way of entanglement. More one is chasing sense gratification, more one becomes entangled. This is something unheard of. So, Prabhupada is saying that force of sense gratification is impossible to transcend. If one wants to attain freedom from these sense agitations and pullings, why? Because if somebody succumbs to such pullings, he goes more into tamaso andasya. We again go into darkness of ignorance. So such forces cannot be artificially repressed. It requires the expert guidance, dushparasya. It is difficult to cross over, but paragam. It can be crossed over. It can be crossed over by how sat chakshu janmanamante. By attaining sat chakshu, transcendental eyes. By attaining transcendental eye, here Devahoti is nicely mentioning, you are my transcendental eye. She is addressing Kapila as Guru. So Guru is our transcendental eyes. He is known as Sat Chakshu. Those indriyas are asat indriya darshana. That can be transcended by acquiring Sat Chakshu, transcendental eyes. And she is very grateful because Janmanamante labdham me. I have attained this chakshu after many, many births. Not easy to obtain this kind of a transcendental knowledge. Who is there who can come and tell you that what you are doing is wrong? You are hunting, you are running behind sense gratification and it is wrong. You are going to get entangled. Only a Satguru, a Prabhupada only can say. And only he can give Sat Chakshu, labdham me tvadanugraha. It's not that we received this mercy. All the devotees here, they have received the mercy of Krishna in the form of Prabhupada. And Prabhupada gave the transcendental Chakshu to the disciples and gave them the mercy in the form of devotional service to Krishna. Any service that we are able to do to Krishna is a mercy of Guru. Service should be accepted as mercy. Service is not burden. It's a great tvadanugraha. It's a great mercy. So spiritual master's mercy is in opening your eyes, Sat Chakshu, and also engage you in the transcendental devotional service of Krishna. That is his greatest mercy. So one should value the service that he has got. It's anugraha that I have received. And that service itself is the reward, that service itself is the benefit, that's all. After doing that service, whatever comes, that is not in my hands. That Krishna, Guru and Krishna, they decide, and whatever they decide, that is their glory. What is my credit? My only credit is my service. That is my credit. You know, every week we put up the list of services in the ashram. And as soon as we see the service, we should feel anugraha. This week's anugraha has come like this. And this itself is my blessing. That's all. Don't wait for blessing. No, this service is not good. Next week blessing ayega. Next week some other reward will come. No. It's a wrong thinking. The blessing itself is, the service itself is the blessing, greatest blessing. Why it is a blessing? Because as long as we are absorbed in the service, then these forces which are difficult to control, they come under control. Whatever forces that are harassing us, asat, indriya, darshana. Darshana means it's a very serious force. So if you want to attain freedom from all these agitations, then you should be absorbed, soaked in the service. And if you get such a service, such absorption in the service, anugraha, it's a big anugraha. And if somebody is simply absorbed like that, whatever service he has got, absorbed, gone, there. One day he will pass away, over. There is no calculation, asat, indriya, darshana, all those issues are not there, over. Day after day, day after day. Devotee's worry is not there for tomorrow. Simply he focuses on what service I have to do today. He has no plans, no schemes, how I can become big and this and that. His worry is about how I can render more and more services to Krishna, particularly to Guru's mission. Prabhupada's mission is the most anugraha distribution mission. This is called Paropakara mission, where the whole day and night the devotees are distributing the mercy of Guru and Krishna to the conditioned soul. So, here Devahuti is mentioning that yes, I have attained your shelter after many, many births. And I have received chakshu, transcendental eye. You are my transcendental eye. Currently, our eyes are materialized. And our eyes are always filled with lust. So they are called jada chakshu. But if we can receive transcendental chakshu, then we can see Krishna. Brahma Samhita says, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. Lochanena, these eyes have to be filled with bhakti, or love for Krishna. This is the ointment. Prabhupada gives this example of cataract and ointment to remove the cataract. Currently our eyes are having cataract called lust, filled up. We are not able to see anything, very narrow. More lust, more narrow his sight will be. For example, a lusty person, when he enters into this assembly, he will not see any of us. He will see only the opposite sex. See how narrow it becomes? Big cataract. Cataract person cannot see. Normal vision is not there. So now this cataract has to be removed. Ordinary cataract, you can go and do some surgery and then you're okay. Here also, Prabhupada has come. We should take shelter of Prabhupada and he will do the surgery. And then he will infuse bhakti in you. By taking shelter of his lotus feet, by taking his ashraya, if one is fortunate to become his disciple, progresses and follows all the rules and regulations, he receives the Bhakti Lata Bija. He receives the transcendental chakshus, and slowly the disciple will start seeing a bigger picture. He starts seeing Krishna's presence in the altar and outside the altar. He starts perceiving his worshipable deities in many, many instances of his life, day-to-day life. A devotee should aspire for this. On a daily basis, I want to see the hand of my worshipable lordships. whatever may happen in my life, but I want to see their presence just with me. Why? Because only Radha and Krishna, Radha Govinda, only they are the means of getting out of this darkness of ignorance. Seeing them everywhere and doing our services nicely for their pleasure, recognizing other Vaishnavas, Guru, Krishna, paraphernalia, so many things. Our vision expands gradually. And then we will be able to come out of this darkness of ignorance. Like she is saying, Devahuti, your Lordship is my only means. So similarly, we should also think, Prabhupada is my only means to get out of this forces of asadindriya darshana, the pullings of the senses to act in whatever way they want. So that's why she has completely surrendered to Guru, saying that you are my only means, I have no other method. To control the senses, to attain freedom, people invent so many methods, so many types of mental exercises, willpower exercises, yogic method, this method, that method, they invent because everybody wants freedom. This is too much, these agitations, restlessness is too much to handle, so they get into various types of ways to handle this restlessness and pullings of the senses. Nowadays people have become very gross, not even willpower techniques, some personality development, they are nothing, just take some intoxication, some drugs, forget about those agitations for now, those anxieties for now. But after they get up again from that intoxication, they will see again the same problems are haunting them. There is no easy way out like this, unless they surrender to a bona fide spiritual master like Prabhupada. So that's why we have to surrender to such a Guru who is capable of paragam, who can take us crossover from the side of ignorance to the side of light. There are two sides are there in this entire existence. In the middle there is a ocean, Karana, ocean is there. And this side of the ocean is complete ignorance. Jada Jagat, all these material universes are completely dark, even physically. Even physically there is darkness. That's why you need sun, you need moon and all these luminaries so that you will be able to see. But not only that gross darkness, there is another darkness where everybody is absorbed in a very narrow sense gratification, not able to come out of it and not able to handle it. And if you cross that Karana ocean, there is a light. People are free, they can go anywhere, they can move anywhere. In fact, they can enjoy anything without getting affected by their enjoyment. In this world, the way people enjoy will bring entanglement and reactions. That is the issue. So, situated in this world, how can I enjoy without getting entanglement? And then also plan for my permanent life. This requires a Guru, a spiritual master. Prabhupada, taking shelter of Prabhupada is the only way, who can guide us how we can prepare while enjoying this world in a dharmic way, in a Krishna conscious way, still how we can plan our future of freedom and light. This is Shastric directions. So the important point here is the Guru himself should be Sat. He cannot be Asat. If the Guru himself is Asat, That means he himself is falling for sense gratification. How can he take the disciple to the other side of sense gratification? It is not possible. Anything that changes is known as asat. For example, in the other camp we see, after Prabhupada physically disappeared from our sight, they have started off with what is known as zonal acharya system, where the guru is considered as good as Krishna. And after running it for a little above few years, they have scrapped it and they introduced multiple acharya successor system. They said only why 11? Any number is okay. Multiple acharyas. And after running it for some few years, they changed it to diminished Diksha Gurus. He is not as good as Krishna, not that, this thing, little diminished. Chota Guru, like we have Chota Bhim and there is a Chota Guru. You cannot worship Guru in the temple hall. You cannot keep the Guru's picture in the altar. You cannot keep, and these are the kind of philosophies that have come. And if you ask them, can Guru fall down? They say, sometimes possible, Guru can fall down. Acharya can fall down, this is their philosophy. From diminished Diksha Guru, he went on. Then again some city Gurus have come. Tirupati city, Bangalore, Hyderabad city is still waiting. So you will have some city Gurus. You can see the system is changing. Anything that is changing is called asat. By adhering to an asat system, how can you get sat chakshu, transcendental eyes, which can take you from the side of darkness to the side of light? Dushparasya paragam, dusparasya adhya paragam. How is it possible? By taking shelter of an asat system, how can you attain a sat result? Doesn't make any sense. Here Prabhupada is very clear. Anything that changes like that, it is asat. For us, there is no change. We don't think that Prabhupada is, dead and gone. Prabhupada is living, he is with us. He is living in his books, and he is living in his methods and rules and regulations to deliver us from this mire of ignorance. These methods, systems, rules and regulations that Prabhupada has given, that is known as Bhaktilata Bija. Bhaktilata Bija is a process. Beginning of a process is given by Guru, and if a disciple nicely adheres to that process, by regularly hearing Guru's instructions again and again and understanding and implementing, then actually he is developing in the process. That entire sadhana bhakti, the management principles, the whole thing that Prabhupada gave, it's all part of this Bhaktilata Bija. He has given a perfect system for his disciples to become perfect in devotional service and attain love for Krishna. If one carefully listens to these instructions, only then he will be able to advance. One who has not properly heard, he will not be able to repeat, he will not be able to follow. So that is the importance of hearing properly. If somebody is not attentive to the spiritual master, is not attentive to the system that he has given, then advancement is there, but then it is very sluggish. So that's why Prabhupada has given a perfect system wherein we are always surrounded by Shravana Kirtana Jale, hearing and chanting. We are in the midst of hearing and chanting Krishna, Krishna's name, Krishna's glories. That is the anugraha. That is the beautiful system that Prabhupada has given, by which anybody can advance in Krishna consciousness in spiritual life and attain complete freedom and light in life. So it is important that the spiritual master has to be as good as Krishna, as good as Narada Muni. He should be such an exalted personality. There is no compromise on that standing. If we are thinking this Guru, whether he will be there today, tomorrow, today I am putting his picture and I am doing some worship and all that, but tomorrow that picture may not be there. If I know that, what kind of faith I can develop? We go to Guru to pull us out from the ignorance, and when you go and when you are praying, it comes to your mind, tomorrow he may not be there. So then what kind of prayers you can give? What kind of faith you will have? Faithless prayers, faithless interactions, faithless relationships yield no results. Faithlessness increases faithlessness, that's all. You approach your Guru with faithlessness, edhamam prapadyante, you will get more faithlessness. One should approach Guru that tasyatvam tamaso andasya. Only you are the only means to get out of this ignorance. Now, you should have such a Guru where you can say this statement. So this is the, sometimes they may say, no, my Guru is okay, somehow going on. But you are part of an asat system already, continuously changing. Today something, tomorrow something. What kind of an advancement you will make? So that's why here Devahuti has approached Lord Kapila, completely surrendering unto him, unto his lotus feet. And she is saying, you are my only means of getting out of this mire of ignorance. So, one is fortunate to get this Bhaktilata Bija, the seed of devotional service into our hearts, and anyone who takes it seriously, the temples are meant for this. They are meant for receiving this seed of devotion to God, seed of devotion to the deities. And as soon as one understands little bit that yes, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Prabhupada is my spiritual master, let me take it seriously. Let me work towards my own bright future, my own freedom and my own well-being or auspiciousness. Temples are meant for that. We are supposed to find a bona fide Guru, a bona fide sadhu when we go to a temple so that we can listen to them, receive some instructions, and those instructions will become a seed for our future, brighter, auspicious lives. So Prabhupada, he has created these temples, he lives in these temples, and he is the sadhu who is available to give the instructions to any number of people. So that's why our duty is to introduce all the devotees to the shelter of Prabhupada. This is our preaching. Give a book of Prabhupada, introduce them to Ashraya of Prabhupada, introduce them to his instructions, his nice points, so many things we can. As a disciple, our goal should be to enhance the name and fame of our spiritual master. That is the Guru's role, that is the disciple's role. Disciple is not behind increasing his own name and fame. His goal is to increase the name and fame of the spiritual master. This is the real disciple. So, Prabhupada is saying here, we are suffering simply because of our ignorance. But if we receive instructions from a transcendental Guru who can never fall down, who is not limited to some physical boundaries, who is not limited to some time, place and all that, such a Guru and his instructions will be universal. And if such a Guru's instructions are taken carefully, like you receive something very valuable in your life, you have to receive those instructions very carefully. Highly valuable, they are like gems. And if somebody takes care of those instructions nicely to their heart, how they should accept these instructions of Guru? Prabhupada himself says, those instructions should be taken as one's life and soul. For example, from this body, if the life goes away, if the soul goes away, the body is called dead. If the soul goes away or the life goes away, it's a dead body. Similarly, for a practicing devotee, for a disciple, if we don't take these instructions as life and soul, that means the instructions are not driving you, we are dead disciples. So for us, what is life? Guru's instructions. For us, what are the eyes? The chakshu that Guru has given. See, our life is his instruction. If instruction is not there, I am dead. If instruction is changed or modified or not followed, I am dead. A disciple is like that. Prabhupada says an acharya should be as good as Narada Muni, as good as Vyasa. And if somebody says, no, Guru can be neophyte, he can fall down, then what is a dead philosophy? It's a dead body talking. So that's why we should be very careful. These are all Maya's infiltrations into the understanding, proper understanding. If Guru Tattva is not understood properly, such disciples can hardly make any advancement. One should have great faith on the spiritual master. Even if it is a little bit is less in his understanding that yes, he is as good as Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is mercy incarnation of the Supreme Lord. He is a dear servant of the Lord. If somebody doesn't understand this, then his advancement will be very sluggish, very, very poor. So that's why one has to understand. These verses are very important. Prabhupada himself is saying this verse is very instructive since it indicates the relationship between the spiritual master and the disciple. This shloka alone will defeat all their wrong guru conceptions. People have a lot of wrong conception, but just this one verse is enough. If somebody is unbiased, he can see that yes, we cannot go by asat system which is changing every day. They will understand that I need to take shelter of someone, a spiritual master, who can remain with me life after life, who can give me transcendental chakshu. So that disciple is glorious. Any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, like we have particular reasons for every incarnation. Why Krishna appeared, why Lord Rama appeared. There are like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Similarly, like Kapila Muni, if you want to summarize, what are the particular reasons that he has appeared? Like, if you can enlighten us, Prabhu.
In the previous verses, it is mentioned that he has appeared to give Sankhya philosophy, by which one can get out of this mire of ignorance and go to the side of light. So to propound this devotional Sankhya philosophy, Lord Kapila, here it said, Kapilas Tattva Sankhyaatha Bhagavan Atma Mayaya. He descended to disseminate transcendental knowledge for the benefit of the whole human race. Jata Swayam Ajasaksha Atma Prajnaptaye Nunam. Nunam means the whole human race. See, Lord Kapila has appeared in order to disseminate transcendental knowledge for the benefit of the entire human race. Tattva Sankhyaatha. So, if you understand, that's why this chapter is titled as Glories of Devotional Service. Although the Sankhya philosophy analyzes this world and the material elements, it brings you to the glory of devotional service, brings you that point of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So that's the purpose.
Prabhu, like we have life history of all the incarnations. Just curious to know, like how Kapila Muni's instructions, like how they were utilized by the society, like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has traveled throughout the Indian subcontinent, so his activities and how his mission was spread, all those details are available.
Yeah.
But for Kapila Muni, that just principle is there, that what he has done, but how actually it has happened, that details.
Bhagavatam describes many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, but I think paucity of space, Bhagavatam only describes few details. For example, the appearance of Lord Ramachandra is completed in 2 chapters. But Ramachandra's glories are described in a separate scripture called Ramayana, which is very voluminous, almost 27,000 slokas or something like that. So, similarly here, the incarnation of Kapila has been explained, but the further details of how he has disseminated this knowledge and the glories of that dissemination, how it helped the human race, those details, the detailed descriptions are not there. Bhagavatam is eager to present Krishna. It is preparing us to the 10th canto, where Krishna's pastimes are there. So we are, by studying all this, we understand various aspects of the Supreme Lord. We know how powerful He is, how wonderful He is, how He is the Supreme Controller. Once we understand that, then it is easy to relate with Krishna's pastimes. We can understand His pastimes. That's why when we are, for example, let us say we take the pictures of the deities, one should be careful to preserve the awe and reverence of the deities. One should not depict the deities in a very casual way, nor one should give any animation to the deities or add our own elements to the deities. No, it's all not to be done. You take your picture so that the Lord is with you. Reverentially you see Him throughout the day. You offer your heart to Him, that's fine. But if you kind of manipulate and try to do some things, it is not encouraged. If you want to serve the deity pictures, forward it to many people. and give some explanation that this is the deities from so and so temple. So you can keep the picture, you can forward it to many people, you can make people to join the temple channels and this, and these are all devotional service to the deities. It's all encouraged. But don't manipulate or don't artificially animate or this and that with the deities and deities pictures. Nowadays it's artificial intelligence world. Nobody has proper intelligence. And then so they are very eager to artificially manipulate everything. So that's why we should be very careful. With artificial intelligence, one phenomena is coming out clear. That is, people are losing credibility of the content. With artificial intelligence, you can create anything. People are losing credibility for this digital content. So gradually, people have more faith on printed books. So there is a chance that Prabhupada books will again become very popular. Already they are very popular, and people will now, in a big numbers, they will go to this kind of a printed, authorized printed books, because credibility is very important. If that is not there, I am not sure whether to accept or not accept. Such a faithless reading of any digital content is useless. So one should be confident that yes, what I am reading is correct. If tomorrow if it is not correct, then whatever I have read is useless. At least for devotees, they should focus on Prabhupada books. He has given everything in writing, and you read this, we are safe. But nowadays, the artificial intelligence has one inbuilt problem called hallucination. This is identified by the scientists, artificial intelligence scientists. They themselves say this AI has one inbuilt problem called hallucination. Basically, it gets illusion. And then it cooks up many references. Let us say you ask, is there any reference for so and so quote? It will give the quote, it will give the reference also. Who created artificial intelligence? People who are illusioned, who commit mistakes, who are limited senses, cheating tendency. Same things will be coming into this artificial intelligence also. They will be illusioned, and they will be cheating you, saying that this is a reference, and they will be limited, and also what is that? And then they are imperfect. All these qualities will come into all this technology. So that's why we should be now careful. Go back to books and nicely develop our proper shravanam. Because unless we hear nicely, no chance of progress. So this care should be taken. We'll close here. Shri Prabhupada.